Hello and welcome, listeners, to Southeast Asian Skies, your weekly deep dive into the strategic landscape of our region. I'm Miss Nary, and today we're tackling a topic that's been generating considerable discussion in defense circles: Cambodia's acquisition and integration of the KS-1C surface-to-air missile system. To help us navigate this complex subject, I'm delighted to be joined by Teacher Narith, a renowned expert in military technology and regional security.
Thank you, Miss Nary. It's a pleasure to be here. The KS-1C is indeed a fascinating piece of military hardware, and its presence in Cambodia's arsenal carries significant implications, not just for Cambodian national defense, but for the broader regional balance of power. It represents a tangible step in Cambodia's military modernization, moving beyond conventional ground forces to establish a more robust, layered air defense capability.
Absolutely. Let's start with the basics for our audience. What exactly is the KS-1C? Can you paint a picture of its capabilities and where it fits within the pantheon of modern air defense systems?
Certainly. The KS-1C, or Hongqi-12 as it's known in China, HQ-12 for short, is a medium-range, all-weather surface-to-air missile, or SAM system. It's designed to engage and destroy various aerial threats, including fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and even cruise missiles. Think of it as a highly sophisticated, ground-based guardian, capable of reaching high altitudes and significant distances to intercept targets that might pose a threat to critical infrastructure or strategic military assets. It's not a short-range point defense system, nor is it an intercontinental ballistic missile interceptor. It sits squarely in that vital medium-range category, creating a protective bubble that extends far beyond Cambodia's immediate borders.
So it's a strategic asset for air defense. What are some of its key technical specifications that make it so impactful? For example, its range and altitude capabilities?
Excellent question, as these metrics are crucial for understanding its impact. The KS-1C typically boasts an engagement range of around 50 to 70 kilometers, which is a considerable reach. To put that into perspective, if deployed near a major city like Phnom Penh, it could effectively cover a significant portion of the surrounding airspace, creating a formidable defensive perimeter. This means any hostile aircraft approaching within that radius would be within its engagement zone, forcing them to operate outside this protective bubble or face potential interception. In terms of altitude, it can engage targets flying as high as 25 to 30 kilometers. This high-altitude capability means it can intercept not only tactical fighters and bombers, but also high-flying reconnaissance aircraft or even some types of ballistic missiles in their terminal phase, though its primary role isn't anti-ballistic missile defense. This combination of range and altitude essentially gives Cambodia the ability to project an anti-access area denial, or A2AD capability, over key regions, making it costly and risky for any potential aggressor to operate their air assets there.
That's a very clear picture. Beyond range and altitude, what about its guidance system and engagement capabilities? How does it actually find and hit its targets? And can it handle multiple threats simultaneously?
Another vital aspect. The KS-1C typically uses a semi-octave radar homing or command guidance system. In simpler terms, this involves a sophisticated radar system, often a combination of a search radar for initial detection and a dedicated fire control radar for precise tracking, illuminating the target. The missile itself then sees the radar energy reflected off the target and guides itself towards it. It's akin to shining a flashlight on an object in the dark, and the missile is designed to fly towards that illuminated spot. The system is designed to be mobile, mounted on Transporter Erector Launcher or TEL vehicles, making it difficult for an adversary to locate and target. A typical battery consists of multiple launchers, a command and control vehicle, and several radar units. This modular design allows it to engage multiple targets simultaneously, depending on the number of available fire control channels and launchers. So if an adversary attempts a saturation attack with several aircraft or cruise missiles, the KS-1C system can, within its operational limits, respond to multiple threats, preventing a single point of failure.
That paints a picture of a robust, layered defense. Let's shift our focus to the impact in warfare. How does the KS-1C specifically enhance Cambodia's defense posture? What kind of strategic and tactical advantages does it offer?
Its impact is multifaceted, both strategically and tactically. Firstly, and perhaps most importantly, it offers significant deterrence. The mere presence of a credible medium-range SAM system like the KS-1C forces any potential aggressor to seriously reconsider aerial incursions into Cambodia airspace. The cost-benefit analysis for an adversary changes dramatically. They know that sending their expensive combat aircraft or cruise missiles carries a high risk of being shot down. This alone can prevent conflicts from escalating or even starting. Secondly, it provides a robust area denial capability. Cambodia can effectively establish no-go zones over critical areas, be it the capital city, key military installations like airfields or naval bases, or vital economic infrastructure. This creates a protective bubble, making it incredibly difficult for an adversary to conduct reconnaissance, deploy air-launched weaponry, or establish air superiority over these protected regions. It limits an adversary's freedom of maneuver in the air.
So it's not just about shooting down planes, but about changing an adversary's calculations and limiting their options. Are there specific types of threats it's particularly effective against? And how does it act as a force multiplier?
Precisely. Tactically, it's very effective against conventional fighter jets, strike aircraft, and even certain types of cruise missiles that might be launched from standoff ranges. For a nation like Cambodia, which possesses a relatively smaller air force compared to some of its neighbors, the KS-1C acts as a crucial force multiplier. It allows Cambodia to defend its airspace and strategic assets without needing a massive fleet of expensive fighter jets, which are both costly to acquire and maintain. It's an asymmetric advantage. In a hypothetical conflict, an adversary might have hundreds of advanced aircraft, but if they know that specific areas are heavily defended by such SAM systems, they cannot simply fly in with impunity. This makes Cambodia's overall defense posture far more credible and capable, enabling it to better safeguard its sovereignty and territorial integrity against both conventional and potentially more advanced aerial threats.
That's a powerful argument for its strategic value. How does this acquisition fit into the broader geopolitical landscape, especially considering regional dynamics and Cambodia's relationship with its military suppliers?
This is where the geopolitical context becomes particularly relevant. Cambodia's acquisition of the KS-1C from China underscores the deepening defense cooperation between the two nations. For Cambodia, it's about diversifying its defense sourcing and gaining access to modern military technology. For China, it strengthens its influence in Southeast Asia and provides a market for its sophisticated defense products. In the context of the South China Sea disputes and broader regional power dynamics, having a capable air defense system bolsters Cambodia's position and reduces its vulnerability to external pressures. It allows Cambodia to assert greater control over its airspace, which is a fundamental aspect of national sovereignty. It sends a clear message that Cambodia is serious about its defense capabilities and is willing to invest in protecting its interests, which resonates across the region and among its neighbors.
So, beyond the hardware itself, it's a statement of national intent and strategic alignment. However, no system is without its limitations or vulnerabilities. What are some of the challenges or weaknesses associated with the KS-1C?
That's an important consideration. While formidable, the KS-1C, like any complex military system, isn't infallible. One significant vulnerability is its potential susceptibility to electronic warfare, or EW. Advanced adversaries can employ jamming techniques to disrupt the KS-1C's radar systems, making it difficult for the missile to track its target or for the ground radar to acquire them. They might also use decoys or sophisticated countermeasures to confuse the system. Another challenge is the threat of saturation attacks. While the KS-1C can engage multiple targets, there's a limit. A very large, coordinated attack with numerous aircraft, cruise missiles, or even swarms of drones can potentially overwhelm the system's capacity, allowing some threats to penetrate the defense. Furthermore, its mobility, while an advantage, requires secure lines of communication and command and control to ensure effective deployment and operation. Logistically, maintaining such a sophisticated system is also a significant undertaking. It requires highly trained personnel, a steady supply of spare parts, and regular maintenance, all of which come with substantial costs and logistical complexities. Effective integration into a national air defense network, coordinating with shorter-range systems and command centers, is also paramount to maximize its effectiveness.
That's a crucial point about the human and logistical element. Having the hardware is one thing, but operating and maintaining it effectively is another. Could you elaborate on the importance of training and readiness for a system like the KS-1C?
Absolutely. The effectiveness of any advanced weapon system ultimately hinges on the proficiency of the personnel operating it. For the KS-1C, this means extensive, rigorous training for radar operators, fire control specialists, maintenance crews, and command staff. They need to understand not just the technical nuances of the system, but also the tactical scenarios in which it would be employed. This involves simulated engagements, real-world exercises, and continuous professional development. Imagine a highly complex orchestra. Each musician, from the conductor to every instrument player, must be perfectly attuned and practiced for the symphony to be harmonious and impactful. Similarly, a KS-1C battery is an intricate dance of detection, tracking, target prioritization, and missile launch. A single misstep or a delay in decision-making can be catastrophic. Therefore, Cambodia's investment in the KS-1C isn't just about the hardware. It's a long-term commitment to human capital development, ensuring that their operators are always at peak readiness to detect, identify, and engage any aerial threat 24/7 under any weather conditions, truly making the system a viable and potent deterrent.
Teacher Narith, this has been an incredibly insightful discussion. To bring it all together, what's your final assessment of the KS-1C's overall impact on warfare, specifically from Cambodia's perspective?
From Cambodia's perspective, the KS-1C represents a significant upgrade in its national defense capabilities. It transforms their air defense from a primarily tactical, short-range focus to a strategic, medium-range umbrella. Its impact in warfare is profound. It significantly raises the cost and risk for any potential aggressor contemplating aerial operations over Cambodian territory, thereby bolstering national deterrence. It provides a credible area denial capability over critical regions, protecting vital assets. Furthermore, it strengthens Cambodia's sovereignty by giving it greater control over its airspace and asserting its right to self-defense. While it has limitations and demands substantial investment in training and sustainment, the KS-1C fundamentally alters Cambodia's defense posture, making it a more formidable and secure nation in the complex geopolitical landscape of Southeast Asia. It's a statement of capability and resolve, ensuring that Cambodia can defend its skies with modern, potent technology.
Teacher Narith, thank you for sharing your extensive knowledge and providing such a detailed explanation of the KS-1C's impact. It's clear that this system is more than just a missile. It's a game changer for Cambodia's defense strategy. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Southeast Asia.